So initially I'm just getting some colours, so a kind of dark blue through to a light blue. You can kind of look at the colour wheel and see that. Then I'm going to draw what looks like a tent, like an old-fashioned tent with a triangle at the top. So we draw a straight line down the middle, and then 2 offshoots into a triangle shape. And then we come off with a slightly tent shaped look to it. We then measure, looking at our reference photo, where the lips might be. And if you notice on the left hand side, Jaws is a wee bit skinnier than the actual Jaws that was drawn. Anyway, we've got our tent drawing, and then we start drawing the bottom lip, and then we draw and sketch in the top part, and we'll have little bumps for the eyes. And it kind of looks almost like the Star Trek badge at this point. So yep, we just kind of fill that in, and then we draw the top lip. Now my top lip is a bit thin on this one. You can see his looks like he's been punched in the face a few times, and he's got a big thick lip. So you can either ruler it or use your eye. We start by drawing in the kind of a little tree, and then we take off the bottom of the tree, and that kind of gives us the little lumps where his teeth come out. We can add some eyes to Shrek. I was going to say Shrek there. We can add some eyes. He looks like Shrek. We can add some eyes to Jaws. The teeth come out at different angles. If you look at your reference photo, and this is kind of done through values, so the ones at the back are dimmer or darker, and the ones at the front are lighter because the light's getting to those teeth. Now Jaws has got several rows of teeth, and I've probably done a better job on the left hand side one of showing this as opposed to the one that I'm drawing just now. Then I've got a waterline, and that's us got our base sketch, which this took about 10 minutes to get to this point, and overall this drawing took about 1 hour. I tried to make this tutorial available for people who are doing traditional art as well as digital art. I started with the light colour up top, then I went with the dark colours and started filling them in, shading, grading them out. Now I made a mistake here because I graded them. It depends what kind of finished product you're going for. You can see the stepped change in the colours here, and that's because I'm using this kind of textured brush. You might want to get a soft brush and use that to blend the colours a lot more smoothly. You'll see me do that in a minute. I was kind of just messing about with different textures, and this obviously is a point where you can use digital art to your advantage. So now we're going into the light colours on the shark, and just trying to use my lightest colours possible, and then trying to fill in the dark parts. His mouth is pretty much black. We've filled in the black part. His teeth, as I says, are white, and you want to kind of give them a kind of outline with kind of darker colour. We've filled in his chin, which if you look at the left hand side one, it's a lot darker, so I could have made that a lot darker, which I then did. And I'm looking at the shadows and the light and the shadows between both my reference drawing and the drawing that I've got. Because you're really just at this point adding all the little details, especially on the teeth, making them outlined, giving them some values. Values is literally just dark to light, so the darker they are, the more back in the mouth they are. And then I'm just adding some highlights, which you can do in traditional art as well using a white gel pen. So there's not much difference there between the digital side and the traditional side. So we're just kind of making the kind of finishing touches, and we're actually almost there. So on his nose, you want to make sure you get that little light reflection at the bottom of the nose to make sure it looks 3D. And again, all I'm really doing here is adding some texture. At this point I was going to go and look at the water and try and make it smoother, because I wasn't really happy with how the water was looking. But as you can see, I'm just kind of adding highlights, and I'm adding darker parts to the lip. Because if you just look at your reference, you'll be able to see the dark and the light, and you're just trying to make that happen. So this is when I come in with a soft brush, which really helps with blending the sea together and giving a much more blended look to the actual change in depth. Again, just adding highlights and dark parts to the lip to give it its shape. So yeah, if you take Jaws and you turn him upside down, you can make him into a smiley guy. You can make Jaws with eyes. You can even do this with a real life picture. And I found, as part of my research for this video, I found a picture of a Jaws like image. And wait till you see what happens here. So when I turn this drawing upside down, immediately it looks like there's a creepy face. I have given you my brush set in the description below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and especially hit the little bell notification. There's a video every Friday. Cheers guys, and wee Bob is out. Bye!